But hurry, limited quantities available. You better get it when you see it at West Yellowknife.
Local 3 News. Coverage you can count on.
You know, there are a lot of things that we find ourselves missing about 3+U in the days before COVID-19. One of those is the chance to have in-person musical acts in the studio, because usually this time of year we would be being entertained by the Choo Choo Chorus as they get ready for their singing Valentines. It was kind of a rite of passage for us every year. So even though we can't have them in the studio, you get to have the fun of letting them celebrate the holiday with you and someone you love. Pete Jones joins us virtually this morning, red jacket and all, getting us ready for their singing Valentines. Good to see you this morning, Pete.
Good to see you, Julie. Thank you for having me on.
You bet. So y'all are offering things a couple of different ways for people. You can still do the in-person live singing Valentine, but you also have kind of an online pre-recorded option for folks this year.
That is true. Yes, we can still do the live in-person deliveries. That is situation allowing, some businesses and some not still allowing in person, but we can use safety protocols and wear masks and keep distancing. So that allows us to be able to do the in-person delivery, which is usually the best. But we also have a pre-recorded video of the song being delivered, and the people can order that, and it will be emailed to them, and then not only can they enjoy that on the day of Valentine's, then also again and again after that at their pleasure then.
You know, it was always so much fun when y'all used to come into the building and you would kind of wander around different departments and sing to people, and I don't care, men and women alike would love to hear y'all sing. It's 4-part harmony, old-fashioned barbershop quartet, and you run the gamut age-wise though. You've got young to old represented in the Choo Choo Chorus.
Oh yes, we do. I'm not sure on the youth right now, probably 20-something, and we have a couple of members that are in their 80s, still going strong, still, you know, enjoying the singing and entertaining folks all the time.
I think that I was looking at the email you provided. If people do choose the live performance with y'all, it comes with more than just the 4 of you.
Well, we have 4. That's the basic voice parts that we sing, but also they get a red rose and they get a specialized card and a box of chocolates with that too.
What is it that makes the Barbershop Quartet so fun? How long have you been a part of the Choo Choo Chorus?
I've been a part of the Choo Choo Chorus since 1991, and like some of the other members, I thought, oh, I can't do this. But when I visited some meetings and practices, and I just got caught up in it and thoroughly enjoy it, and it's just a wonderful thing to hear the harmonies. It does the heart and the soul good, and when we go into practice or when we get to perform, we forget about all our troubles and woes, and we just able to enjoy the harmony part and seeing the smiles on the faces that the people that are in our audience that are able to receive that.
Yeah, and they are. I mean, I know y'all can 4-part harmony with almost anything, but a lot of what your repertoire are those old-fashioned songs that just kind of convey a more innocent time, and it does warm your heart.
Right, and you hear the phrase, everything old is new again. I mean, we've got young people, we've got others that have never heard some of this music before. So if it's new to them, you know, that makes it special for them, even though we may have sung it 1,000 times, but still it's new to those that are hearing it for that first time.
Well, I'm sorry that we can't hear you harmonizing in person today, but what are you, Pete? Are you bass, baritone, tenor? What are you?
I sing the bass part. That lower register right there is in my range. And we have some members that actually can sing all 4 parts.
Really?
Very talented folks indeed. And they're able to sing various parts there, but some of us were limited to just what God gave us to use.
So can people sign up for you? Do y'all do auditions at certain times of the year, or is it kind of a rolling thing? If someone's watching and thinks, I want to be a part, can they give you a call?
It's just continuous. We practice every week on Thursday evening, and it's always open to any visitor to come and sit in and listen. And if you're interested in possibly joining, if you have an act to sing, and most people do, even though they don't realize it, then they can come visit a few times and get some information about joining.
Well, I'm sorry again that we couldn't hear you, but you did provide us a video clip. So I'm going to show people how they can sign up to get the Valentine gram of their choice. They can either do the live and in person, or you can do the pre-recorded. If you go to choochoochorus.org, that will show you your options. You're welcome to give them a call, 265-SING. You also can do the old-fashioned way of simply paying by check. You can also go online and see which option is going to be better for you. And I am going to be quiet and let the group sing us out with what I bet is a familiar tune. Thank you, Pete.
Thank you, Julie.
Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so true. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you.
One day the guy on the buffalo wing smelled something wafting through the air. He said only one thing could smell that good, must be a buffalo garlic glazed meal. Guy on a buffalo wing.
The moment has arrived. Team USA.
I think it finally hit. I'm actually here at the Olympic Games.
The opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics on NBC and Peacock.
Are you tired of constantly maintaining that old wood deck? If so, it's time to call Chattanooga Exteriors and let us help you say goodbye to staining and splinters. We are the area's largest installer of Trex decking and have been awarded the Trex Platinum Award. We can help guide you through the process from concept to completion. Call us today and receive no payments or interest for 1 full year. Choose the best to better your home. Visit ChattanoogaExteriors.com or call us today at 805-3800.
How do you know you're getting the most money for your gold, silver, and old jewelry at Cleveland's Coin and Jewelry?
Just come see for yourself.
How can Cleveland's Coin and Jewelry really offer so much beautiful new and pre-owned jewelry of unmatched quality at such incredible prices?
Stop by. We'll show you how.
When you visit Cleveland's Coin and Jewelry at 843 Keith Street Northwest, you always get a lot more for a lot less.
Come see how easy it is.
Cleveland's Coin and Jewelry.
If you like something with a little kick to it, you're gonna love Zaxbys Buffalo Garlic Blaze. Savory, spicy, simply delicious. The all-new Buffalo Garlic Blaze boneless wings meal comes with fries, Texas toast, and a drink. Only at Zaxbys.
If your family is like ours on these cold winter days, it's fun to think about planning a getaway, whether to someplace warm and tropical or maybe just a couple of hours up the way to give you a different perspective in the wintertime. A perfect day for us then to have Cindy Steele, Cindy Travel Girl, pay us another visit. Good to see you this morning.
Hi, everyone. Yes, thanks for having me again, Julie.
You know, you and I spoke, I've kind of lost track of time now, early fall, something like that. People, yes. I think there are generations of people now who don't even know what a travel agent can do for you, but holy cow, you can be a miracle worker for people.
You know, with the internet now, everyone goes to that, so a travel agent can definitely give you that personal service.
Well, I know my husband and I used to use travel agents quite a bit many years ago, and you're right, the internet kind of took us down a different path, but you create a headache for yourself when you're trying to do your whole trip as a DIY. I guess people can come to you and say, this is kind of my budget, I'm willing to go this far, this is what I'd like to do on my days away, and you can create the itinerary, right?
Yes, and that's where I'll come in, and you just give me a call when you're ready to work with a travel agent, and we'll sit down and go over what your plans are, and whether it's by in person or by phone, by email, by Zoom, whatever your preference is. I'll work with you however you feel comfortable on, and we'll just come up with a plan. And that's what I am here for, is to do all the planning for you.
I think a lot of people, we do still live in this COVID world. People are looking perhaps a little bit more to easy jaunts for the weekend as opposed to extended travel. I don't know, are you seeing that?
Oh yes, definitely. Travel is starting to pick back up, and it's getting busy, and everybody wants to get out and travel. You can definitely go international. There's just so many travel requirements right now that you have to be aware of. And with the domestic travel, there isn't so much other than there is some airport closures that you could find out about, like in construction, or also national parks being closed because of the pandemic, and they're still not reopened. I mean, there's just so many factors going into this that's why I like to do the planning, is so I can do the research and make your trip memorable.
So if you're making a quick little getaway, I think you can fall into a false sense of security thinking, oh, I'm just going to Nashville for the weekend. I've been there dozens of times. I can find my way around. If they'll utilize you, though, they can really pack a punch with the couple of days that they have to spend there.
Yeah, it's just depending on what you want to do, what you want to get out of it. And that's, I'll do the research. I'll find stuff for you to do, places to stay. I can definitely book VRBOs as well, homestays, if it's a hotel, anything, just to make your itinerary the way you want it. And that's what I love to do.
Have you always loved to travel yourself?
Oh, I love to travel, yes. And that's why I got into it. My husband and I travel all the time. And so, yes, that's why. And I love to help people. And this is just up my alley, is to do the research. And I can spend hours on the computer researching.
So can we all, Cindy. We just don't always. And
that's what I'm here for. So you don't need to be on the computer researching. Save the headache and stress, and call me, and I'll do it all for you.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody has their own way of traveling, as you pointed out. But do you encourage people, wherever you're going, to at least take part of your trip to immerse yourself truly in the culture where you are? If it's international, don't just stay at the resort, or don't take a chance and go to something that's truly local.
Well, if they're like my husband, he's not a beach person, so he's not going to spend 5 days on the beach. He definitely wants to get out and see the history, and do more things and just see the culture. So you have to factor in, what the person would enjoy for each couple, each individual. What do you enjoy? So I will take that into consideration and put that into the itinerary.
And do you find, too, I have about 2 minutes left, that the more you travel, the more in awe you are of what it is to just be human? Because you find this connection with people no matter where you go?
Right, and it's the experience, too. I mean, if you're going to travel, there's a lot of things that you have to be aware of right now with the pandemic still going on. With restrictions and all that, but just be flexible. That's my advice right now in this time of travel, is just to be flexible.
Okay, and a minute left. So what people can do is they can reach out to you, set up a meeting at their comfort level, whether it's in person, Zoom, or even over the phone, I guess. Are some people turning more to places within driving distance as opposed to flights to hold on to some control?
No, a lot of people are going still towards flights. I haven't had many calls just near us. I mean, we live in a central located area to where we can go, everything is 2 hours away basically.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them are planning the national parks. Yellowstone's real big right now because of the movie. So a lot of people have been asking about Yellowstone. So, and that's the personalized experience that you will get with me when you call.
All right, Cindy Steele, Cindy Travel Girl. She said she has a bag. She's ready to travel and help you do the same thing.
And I'm here to help you, yes.
So her phone number, if you want to call her, is 765-210-6265. Online at cindytravelgirl.com. Who knows where she'll help you find a next vacation for you and your family. We're back after this.
For 4 days only at Ashley's President's Day preview sale. Buy one, get one half off, plus get 0% interest for 12 months. Or get 0% interest for 5 years with 3 months payment assistance. Friday through Monday only at Ashley.
American Car Center's biggest tax event ever is happening right now. For a limited time only, bring in your tax return and you could drive home for as little as $1 down. At American Car Center, we approve you fast and easy. We have thousands of quality, low-mileage vehicles, and you're covered with our limited powertrain warranty, plus oil changes up to 3 years. And you don't have to wait for your refund, because for a limited time, you only need $1 down. It's American Car Center's tax event, and it's happening right now.
Chef Lynn Buffet in East Ridge has fully reopened the buffet. Enjoy a large array of delectable dishes like seafood, fresh sushi, and grilled-to-order hibachi. Chef Lynn, the perfect place to visit with family and friends for a delicious lunch, brunch, or dinner. The past few months have not been easy for anyone, but Chef Lynn is so thankful for your support over the past 20 years, even during hard times. Visit us here in East Ridge to continue celebrating all your favorite Chinese dishes. Go see the chef, Chef Lynn.
I got hurt in a car wreck and I need a lawyer. How much does it cost to hire Jay and Brent?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
That's right. It costs you absolutely nothing up front to hire us. We don't get paid until you get paid.
It didn't cost me anything for Jay and Brent to get started on my case, and they got me $1 million.
I'm Jay. And I'm Brent. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call us. We're on top of it.
Hurt in a car wreck? Call 265-1100. That's 265-1100.
Friday through Monday only at Ashley's President's Day preview sale. Buy one, get one half off. Buy this upholstered sofa, get the matching love seat half off. Or get 0% interest for 5 years. 4 days only at Ashley.
You know, Chattanooga is growing all of the time. New businesses are coming in, existing businesses are expanding. That expansion is one of the things we're focusing on this morning. Happy to have Morgan Boulware join us. She is with Benchmark Physical Therapy, and she is smiling this morning because she is at their newest site in Lakeside, Tennessee. Good to talk to you this morning, Morgan.
Great to talk with you too, Julie.
You are a great representative of the Chamber of Commerce who is kind enough to encourage you to come our way this morning, because people can sometimes, I guess, think about the Chamber as being Chattanooga specific. Here you are in this peripheral area of Lakeside, but you're still benefiting from that networking strength of the Chamber.
Yes, we're very fortunate to be part of that Chamber of Commerce and really appreciate their support.
So let's talk a little bit about what all you're doing at Benchmark, because I think sometimes people think about physical therapy specifically for post-surgery strengthening. That's not the case necessarily. You actually do work with Parkinson's patients, you were sharing with me.
Yes, ma'am. I have a certification in a program called LSVT Big, and that was developed to help patients with Parkinson's disease with amplitude of motion, overcoming freezing episodes, and just moving better in general to improve their balance and therefore improve their quality of life.
So when something like that happens, if someone's watching you this morning and they're thinking, oh wait, I could benefit from that, or my neighbor could benefit from that, they might think they should have a referral from their neurologist to come and see you. Is that necessary?
That's not always the case. Certain insurances still require a physician referral, but many of our commercial insurance plans will allow a patient direct access to physical therapy, and we are happy to see them direct access and then also go forward collaborating with their neurologist to ensure that they have the most comprehensive care.
If you are somebody watching and maybe like I was doing some stretches this morning, ironically enough, and I'm realizing the deeper into my 50s I get, the more tight my body seems to be. So can people who don't have an injury still benefit from physical therapy?
Certainly, especially as you mentioned earlier this morning when we spoke, patients working from home or people working from home often could benefit from a stretching or strengthening program. Being stuck at a desk all day can create a lot of muscular tension, can create issues with posture, and we certainly see people for those problems, or even as injury prevention for our younger athletic patients going into a new sport. Oftentimes they could benefit from a program just to ensure that they are moving well and are ready to tackle what the day brings them.
Yeah, you were sharing with me that you do work pediatric all the way to geriatric. So what's the youngest patient you would see?
The youngest patient I have seen in my career so far was 9 days old.
What?
Patients are born, or children are born with conditions like torticollis or other injuries during childbirth that can benefit from physical therapy right off the bat. I also see children for toe walking or other developmental milestones that they may be delayed on. So I see the whole gamut, everything from a few days old up until 90s, hundreds.
So you mentioned the certification you have for the Parkinson's. Beyond your physical therapy training, do you then continue to get specialized training as well, Morgan?
Yes, ma'am. I went through an orthopedic residency and got my orthopedic clinical specialty just to improve my knowledge in treatment of orthopedic conditions. I also have a certification in treatment called trigger point dry needling, and that's something that I utilize quite a bit for patients with chronic pain or headaches, any sort of muscular tension causing issues, and that certification allows me to see those patients and treat them well.
So I guess one thing that gives some people some pause when they think about going to physical therapy is, quote, the time commitment, and then they begin to get into the regimen and they realize how much better they feel. Does it seem to work better when people come to you kind of in clusters because you get a faster effect?
Yes, so we see people, typically we start with a more frequent plan of care where they come 2 or 3 times a week. And then as they improve and start to take more ownership of their home exercise program, then we start to taper that plan. And then oftentimes we'll have just a checkpoint a few months after their plan of care just to make sure that they're still doing well and sort of like a tune-up, so to speak.
I've got a couple of minutes left. I want to bring you back to our chamber part of the conversation at the beginning, because you were really proud to share with me the community involvement that you have, both there in Lakeside and then part of your parent company as well.
Yes, ma'am. Our parent company, Upstream Rehabilitation, has a charitable sector called Pillars with Purpose. And through that program, each clinic is allowed to kind of choose a focus sector. And throughout the year, we try to select different fundraising efforts that will help benefit our local community. For example, we did some fundraising for Warrior Freedom Service Dogs this past year and plan to do that again this year, just to help give back and contribute to our community locally. But through that parent company, we are eligible for donation matching. We are eligible for submitting to the broader, more national spectrum of charities. And then we also do a lot of local community outreach through our local senior center, doing fundraising efforts for libraries or schools. And we really enjoy getting involved and giving back to our community.
Fantastic. So for people watching, if they want to say, I want to go see her, are you only at the Lakeside location or do you travel around to other ones too?
I personally am only at this particular location.
Okay.
When there's a need in another area, our team comes together and we fill those needs. So occasionally you may find me at a different location, but I personally am here full time.
Well, congratulations on the new site. I know that they're glad to have you right there. That Lakeside community, very proud of its home turf, so I'm sure they're glad to welcome you in.
Yes, ma'am. I'm thankful to be here.
You can find Morgan at the Benchmark Physical Therapy, the new location there in Lakeside. You can always find them on Facebook. You can also go to their website, and if you just want to look them up and find the number of the one closest to you, they'll happily refer you to be able to get in touch with them out there at Lakeside. And thanks to the Chamber for giving them the nod to head our way this morning. Thanks again, Morgan.
Thank you, Julie.
Don't get stuck with internet and TV that costs more and does less. Set yourself free with Spectrum and get it all from one provider. Get Spectrum Internet with enough speed for all your devices all at once with speeds of 200 megabits.
Whoa, that's fast.
Plus, get a free modem and free desktop security to keep you safe online. Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. And don't get stuck with the same old TV. Multiply your screens. Spectrum TV with a free Spectrum TV app lets you watch here, there, and everywhere. Stream live TV, sports, news, and more on any device. Plus, access up to 85,000 on-demand titles. Get Spectrum TV from $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. Don't get stuck paying more for less. Pick and choose the services you need. Spectrum Internet or TV, or get them both for $49.99 a month each. All with no contracts. Call 833-605-4999.
Jack's Big Bologna Breakfast Sandwich is back. There's just more to love with 2 perfectly fried slices of bologna topped with eggs, cheese, and Texas toast for just $3.49. Breakfast made the Southern way. Jack's, all about the South.
You do so much and keep it all moving, long after the lights go out. That's why we make it easy to schedule eye exams for the whole family all at once at pearlvision.com. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
My community is made up of many zip codes and many backgrounds. Though our jobs, schools, challenges, and dreams may be different, the YMCA works to ensure that we all are welcome. The Y strives to strengthen my community by providing programs and services to everyone regardless of where we come from or where we are headed. Because the Y is a place where we all grow stronger, together, for a better us.
Glad you could share your morning with us here on 3+U. Hope you enjoyed watching the opening ceremonies of the Olympics as well. What a fun several days of watching we're going to have as we cheer on Team USA. We want to leave you with a great Facebook post that we had on our 3+U page. So thank you so much to Margot Lynn Brown-Simkus for posting this of her cat. We don't know his or her name, but we know that she's a cutie watching 3+U and having a good time trying to play with that little 3+U icon there in the bottom of the screen. I don't think she ever quite got it to play back with her, but she had a good time trying. We'll catch you again on Monday. Have a great